Hi, I'm Craig.
Hi, I'm Jake, and welcome back to Media Crush.
This is season 2. Today we're going to talk about westerns. Giddy up. Media Crush. Media Crush. To kick us off on this spaghetti western adventure, we're going to go with one of the most famous spaghetti westerns, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, which is one of my favorites because I always remember my dad watching this movie. He had to have watched it at least once a week.
Really?
Oh yeah. So that famous score by
Ennio Morricone.
one of the most famous. I don't know. Is it the most famous Western score? You think?
Yeah, probably.
Most recognizable, at least. I know it's the most. They use it in everything, like joke wise.
He was actually the first to use sound effects like human screams and stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, doesn't the score go like yeah or something?
Yeah.
This movie is about 3 gunslingers, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I'm pretty sure they're not named, right? They're unnamed characters. And they're after a Confederate gold that's supposedly buried in the middle of the desert after the Civil War. It's like a general's gold or something like that.
This is actually part of the Man with No Name trilogy.
Yeah, that's it.
Which is The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, and A Few Dollars More.
I think for me, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly is more like this nostalgic feel for a Western movie. When I was younger, though, I really thought those things were boring.
Mm-hmm.
All I wanted to do was watch like Animaniacs or something like that.
Really?
But, you know, you get into it. Once you get older, you get into what your parents were into. Kinda.
Yeah.
Some people do.
Yeah.
I know I did.
The first one on my list is Unforgiven. It was directed by Clint Eastwood and stars Clint Eastwood. It also stars Gene Hackman and Morgan Freeman. And it has Richard Harris, which was the first Dumbledore in the first 2 Harry Potter movies. Mm. It actually won 4 Oscars: Best Picture, Best Supporting Actor, Best Editing, and Best Director for Clint Eastwood. The movie's about a retired gunslinger who reluctantly takes one last job, and he enlists the help of his old partner, played by Morgan Freeman. And what I like about this movie is that, like, in the westerns of 50s, 60s, 70s, like, you had good guy, bad guy. Like, you could either have a really good guy or a really bad guy. The audience knew who to root for. Mm-hmm. So, like, you have an emotional investment with these characters that not too many westerns have done before.
Well, Jake, is there a real specific reason why would this be your favorite, you'd say?
I like a lot of older ones, but this is...
And you picked this one because...
like, every character is, like, human in this movie. The characters make decisions that are either good or bad.
Yeah.
All of them have made bad decisions and good decisions in their lives. But this character, like, is remorseful for what he's done in the past.
The next Western I picked was Tombstone. I'm not talking about the pizza. I'm talking about the Kurt Russell movie about another retired gunslinger, actually.
Really?
It's him and his family move on to the town of Tombstone, and he wants to quit, but this gang of bandits come in and they just terrorize the town, and him and his brothers just can't deal with that, with all the skills and all the knowledge they've had from being pretty much badasses all their lives.
Yeah.
I really like this movie because I'd say this is when I transitioned from hating westerns to liking them. I was at that age where I could really get into it, and of course my dad was watching it. This is another movie he watched all the time. It's shot well, shot awesome actually. Some of the best scenes are the thunderstorm moments.
Another thing that I felt was interesting about your film was that, like, it kind of starts out like a documentary. Mm-hmm. I think, like, either Robert Mitchum or Charlton Heston narrated, like, the story of Wild Earp.
That's cool. What was the last Western you got on your dossier?
Well, I had trouble with this one because I like so many.
Mm-hmm.
But I ultimately ended up picking Silverado. It has an all-star cast. I have it here, actually.
Ooh.
Um,
Let me look. In Looky Lou. Is that Hugh Jackman?
it has Scott Glenn, Kevin Kline, Kevin Costner, and Danny Glover, among others.
Is he too old for this shit in this one?
It's about a group of misfit bunch of cowboys who right injustices in the town of Silverado. I love this movie because, first of all, the all-star cast. Everybody in this movie is awesome. Like, picked perfectly. I couldn't imagine anybody else.
Like born for the role.
Yeah. Also, the score in this movie is fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, ever since I've heard it, it's synonymous for me with the Western genre. This movie was nominated for 2 Oscars. It included Best Sound and Best Soundtrack, which I completely agree with because that's one of my favorites ever.
So do you have any notable Westerns that you want to mention? I know for me, I was really into the Young Guns series.
Mm-hmm.
You know, with Emilio Estevez and Lou Diamond Phillips.
Mm-hmm.
Another good Western is True Grit. I'm talking more of the newer one.
Mm-hmm. The one with Jeff Bridges?
Yeah, Jeff Bridges.
I like that one too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Open Range, starring Kevin Costner and Robert Duvall. And then I like 2 movies that just came out this year, The Hateful Eight and The Revenant, which are 2 really good, awesome movies.
Yeah. And
I like The Cowboys with John Wayne. That's probably my favorite John Wayne performance.
Yeah. And
now it's the part of the show where we give you our Netflix pick.
I'm going to say my Netflix pick, I mentioned this in season 1, was The Good, the Bad, and the Weird.
Was that the Korean one?
Yeah. It's a Korean remake, or kind of like an homage to The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And it's a really fun movie. If you like reading subtitles.
Yeah.
Netflix pick for you?
I picked The Homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
With Tommy Lee Jones and Hilary Swank. I like this one because it's a recent release.
Mm-hmm.
And not too many Westerns have come out in like the last so many years.
It seems like it's getting a new revive.
Yeah.
Well, that has been your Media Crush, and thanks for coming back with us. Thanks for returning back to our stage, which, as you see, is some cool-ass guns. All right, well, thanks.
Thanks.
Media Crush.